Jambo and welcome back. We want to continue with our lesson. We have learned how to insert new slides, and we have done an 8-slide presentation about Kenya, and we have used most of the slide layouts that are available. Now in this lesson we are going to learn about the insert menu, and on the insert menu we shall learn how to put the headers and footers if you want running headers or running footers in all your PowerPoint slides. Then we shall also go to the design. Our presentation looks so plain. They are all white and black. We can change the designs. And then we'll do transitions and then animations, and the lesson will be done. So we start with the headers and footers. So you can put headers in slides and footers if you want continuous text to flow across all the slides at the bottom side. A case in point is when you want to put slide numbers. They are usually appearing either on the header or on the footer, so those would be part of them. To do that, you come here to the Insert tab, then you come to the Insert. There is text box, header and footer, date and time, word art, slide number and object. So even if I choose header and footer, this one would appear at the printing pages, but I want the one that has on the slide numbers, so I click slide numbers. This dialog box appears. It's called header and footer, and it says include on slides if you want date and time. If you select date, this first box would be darkened. That means that is where the date placeholder is. You can see that. You can choose a fixed date. Then you want a slide number, which appears at the most extreme right. That is the slide number. And then on the footer, we can now write our text. Karibu Kenya. Hakuna matata. Like that. We can tell the computer don't show it on the title slide. So you select that, and then there is the option of apply and apply to all. When you click apply, it applies to the current slide. When you click apply to all, it applies to all the slides that are in your presentation, which we shall do. So we click apply to all. Then all the slides, apart from the title slide we selected, don't show on the title slide. But if you go to the other slides, you can be able to see the texts appearing. If we wanted these footers to be on a different font color, it is very possible. That one, you go to the View tab, then you go to Slide Master, and then you select the slides that you want. We can start with the one that is the master title style. You select it, then you go to Home, and you change the font color. That is red. This one you can put green, like that. This one you can put white. Of course, it will not be visible because of our background, so we can use red because our background is white. You do that for the master title style and the master slides that you have. Then that would appear as you have selected. So you put green here. Then you go to Slide Master, you close Master View. Then for the slides that you have selected, let me see which ones were affected. This one was affected, and which one else? The rest are black. This one has been affected, that one has been affected. These and these are the ones that have not been affected. But we shall do that in another coming lesson, just by the way, as a bonus lesson. Now, once you have put the headers and footers, in this case we have put footers, the date appears here, then your running footer and the slide number appears there. The next lesson was to put a different theme for your slides. There are various designs that comes with Microsoft PowerPoint, and if you highlight any of them, the computer gives you a preview of how the design would be like. So you choose the one that you want, based on your preference. and on your theme. So for this lesson, we can choose a theme like this. Then all the slides in your presentation are now affected, So you see, all of them now have a different theme color. And the good thing is that if you want to change, if that theme is not good, or you wanted to change the shading, you can just click and it changes all of them. If that theme is not exciting, you can still come here and make a change and then choose a different color. Then now your slide starts looking more appealing than the initial layout that you started with. So after you have done the design, there is nothing much there. After that is to go to transition. Transition refers to how the slides move from one to another in a presentation. So there is what we call the slide transition, change between slide 1 and 2, slide 3 and 4, slide 4 and 3 and 4, slide 4 and 5. That change between one slide to another is what is called slide transition. It will be different from animations, which we shall discuss later. But for transition, you can be able to select multiple slides. If you want to make work easier, you can select all the slides and then you choose a specific transition like fade. So what that means, you now see the stars next to the slide number, which tells you that each of those slides have a transition effect. And then we tell the computer to advance the slides on mouse click. It's not automatically until there is a trigger on the keyboard or the mouse. That's when they move from one slide to another. If we play one, say for example like that, it shows you how it will fade. We play the other one, shows you how it will fade. Then we go to animations. Animations now refer to the content in the slide. So we come here to the content in the slide and we want to adjust. They will be disabled until you select a content in the slide. So if I select the first title, now the options are available for me. And then I can select it and choose how I want it to appear in the presentation, and I can click a preview so that appears. If I choose fly in, so that we can see fly in, so it flies in from the bottom. And then you want it how you want it to be started. Usually for the titles of slides, you always prefer to put with previous, so that once that slide appears, the title also appears. Then the other one, we can choose another one like split on click, and it gets a number. So we go to slide number 2, we select this, we tell it, maybe this time we choose wipe with previous. And then these ones, we want them to be introduced one by one. So we can choose fly in, and then each of them gets a number, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this will be the first one to appear, to fly in, all the way up to number 4. So we can quickly do that for all of them. This is the title with previous, and then this one, we choose maybe wipe on click. Then we go to number 4, Lake Nakuru. We tell it to float in with previous, and then we select the image, we tell it to float, and then we select the text that will wipe on click. So that is how you make your animations. So we'll not do all of them. You will have a chance to practice them with what you already have. But for purposes of this lesson, you have seen how we'll do up to number 6. You have seen how they are done. Then we will run a sample, and then we see how the computer does the instructions that we have given it. So that's called bouncing. Some of them are fancy, but they may not be very good for a presentation that is more formal. So again, you need to know who, like swivel, who the audience that you have, so that you don't waste like 30 seconds waiting for some text to bounce on the screen. Some people may get irritated, as that may not be considered fancy. So basically that is how you do the animations and the transitions, and each of them we can preview. Now we can preview like slide number 2, we preview the whole of it, so we see how it goes. We can preview number 3, then that is how it does. We preview number 4, so that is then number 5 and number 6, we preview it. So that is how you create your presentation. That's how you insert the slide numbers. That's how you apply a design, and that's how you do the transitions as we have done them, and that is how we do animations. In the next lesson, we are going to learn how to set up our slideshows. So don't go far. Like the channel, click subscribe, and let's see you in the next lesson. Thank you.